Yo, what's up, fam? We're back with a brand new episode of Blood and Redemption, breaking the cycle, and trust, this one hits different. The crew is grinding harder than ever to make across-the-map entertainment more than just a label. It's a movement. But just when they think they're free, the past comes knocking. Old enemies, sabotage, and whispers from the streets? Yeah, it's a constant battle. But we're not backing down. DG Mula's got his eyes on the prize, but the pressure's building. The grind never stops, and neither do they. King 2's wrestling with his demons, but he's finding a new way to fight. Corey, the glue holding it all together, except even he's questioning if he's cut out for the job. And Snoobs, the quiet storm, is writing his own future, but the shadows of the past won't let go. But don't get it twisted. The crew's got something real. The stakes, higher than ever. They're not just surviving the game, they're flipping it. But will the weight of their history pull them back, or will they rise above it all? This is the moment they prove the streets can't touch them anymore. Tune in today at 2 p.m. for Episode 4, Rising Above, because Across the Map isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. You don't want to miss this. Catch Episodes 1 through 3 now. Link in description. Blood and Redemption, Breaking the Cycle, Episode 4, Rising Above. The crew's path toward a better life has taken a darker turn. After a break-in and subtle sabotage by old rivals, DG Mula and the team realize that the streets are never truly behind them, no matter how hard they work to build something legitimate. The pressure intensifies as they face external threats and internal turmoil. King 2, struggling with his past, is tempted to revert to old habits, but comes to the realization that revenge isn't the answer to his anger. His internal battle intensifies as he strives to redefine himself without falling back into violence. Corey, the glue that has always held the crew together, is starting to buckle under the weight of leadership. The tension between their past and the future they're trying to create is beginning to tear him apart. Snoobs, still haunted by his former life, finds peace in writing, but continues to wrestle with his history's grip. Meanwhile, Tuda works tirelessly behind the scenes to establish a stable, legitimate business, but even he begins to question if it will ever be enough. Despite their efforts to rebuild, the streets continue to haunt them. Across-the-map entertainment is gaining momentum, but that success brings increased attention, both from their past and from those who want to tear them down. King 2 begins receiving threats from his old set, a stark reminder that it's impossible to truly leave the game once you're in. The crew faces multiple setbacks, including a break-in at their second studio. Snoobs voices his frustration, but Forrest urges them to stay focused. Mula, sensing the growing pressure, encourages them to remain united and push forward, proving they've evolved beyond their violent past. Despite the obstacles, DG Mula leads the crew with a renewed sense of purpose, vowing to rebuild their empire bigger and stronger than ever, but without slipping back into their old ways. Corey and the others rally behind him, determined not to let the cycle of revenge and chaos consume them. The crew is now forced to make their stand, not through violence, but by using their success as a weapon. They focus on rebuilding their reputation, protecting their hard-earned progress, and proving to themselves that they can succeed without resorting to violence. But as the weight of their pasts threatens to pull them back, they understand that the fight for redemption is an ongoing struggle. The months following the break-in are filled with intense reflection and hard work. The crew, still haunted by their past and the constant threat from old enemies, is now more determined than ever to make their new venture succeed. Every decision feels like a tightrope walk, balancing between success and the ever-present risk of falling back into the chaos they're trying to escape. DG Mula is deeply immersed in overseeing the day-to-day operations of across-the-map entertainment. His mind is consumed by strategy, negotiations, and talent scouting, but beneath the surface, he's exhausted. He's realizing that running a label is far more complex than street life. The hustle continues. The grind is relentless, and the pressure is suffocating, but there's no turning back. He must succeed, not just for the crew, but for himself. King 2 continues to wrestle with his demons. Every day is a struggle to resist the pull of the streets. He's seen too many friends fall victim to the same temptations, but the weight of his past still bears down on him. His nights are restless, filled with memories that tempt him back to the life he thought he'd left behind. Yet each time he stands on the edge, he stops himself, reminded of what they've built and what they're still striving for. Corey, once the steady anchor of the crew, is starting to unravel. The burden of holding the team together, while also dealing with the mounting pressures of their past and present, is overwhelming. He's beginning to question whether he's truly the right person to lead them. The self-doubt creeps in, especially as the crew starts noticing the cracks in their foundation. They've come so far, but the fear of losing it all remains. Snoobs, having stepped back from the spotlight, finds peace in his writing, yet still feels disconnected from the crew. His words flow from him, expressing years of pain, regret, and lessons learned. But the more he writes, the more he realizes that his words are more than just catharsis. They are a call to action. The streets shaped him, but his choices moving forward will define him. He knows he must contribute to the crew's survival, but he's unsure of his place. Tuda, the calm strategist, remains focused on keeping their operations running smoothly. He's become the backbone of the crew, ensuring they don't repeat the mistakes of their past. But even he is starting to feel the weight of carrying the business side of their label. The road to legitimacy is long and uncertain, and though he remains optimistic, he knows that even one misstep could bring everything crashing down. Then the call comes. No party, always the bridge between the streets and the new world, brings news that sends shockwaves through the crew. The rumors are true. One of their old enemies, the rival crew they once clashed with, is making moves against them. They've been lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But this time, the crew is ready. They've built too much to let it all slip away. DG Mula calls the team together, the weight of their pasts and the threat of the future hanging heavy in the room. This is it, the final test. The streets are coming for them, and this time, they won't back down. The crew gathers around the table, tense but resolute. DG Mula stands at the head, his voice calm but full of authority. We've fought for this, we've bled for this, and I'll be damned if we let it all fall apart because of some ghosts from the past. We're not them anymore. We don't fight with bullets. We fight with the future we're building. But we're gonna fight, make no mistake. King 2 says, we move smart. We keep our heads on straight. No more revenge. We've seen where that gets us. Snoobs says, I'm in, but we need to make sure they know who we are now. We can't let them think they can walk all over us. Corey says, we won't. But we're not just proving something to them. We're proving it to ourselves. We've come this far, and we're not going back. Tuda says, we've got leverage now. They won't expect us to play it this way, but that's exactly what we'll do. Hit 'em where it counts, where they least expect it. No Party says, it's time to take the gloves off. Let's remind them who we are, without losing everything we've worked for. The crew spends weeks strategizing, meeting with legal experts, tightening up operations, and securing their resources. This battle will be different. The stakes are higher, the risks greater, but they're ready to fight back, not with violence, but with strategy and unity. Rico's crew begins making moves, threatening to expose their old lives and calling the legitimacy of across-the-map entertainment into question. But DG Mula and his crew remain calm. They know how to play the game now. They push back with the one thing their enemies can't counter: success. Across the map rises higher, attracting new talent, catching the attention of top executives, and carving out their place in the industry. Slowly, the street rumors begin to fade. As the crew proves they are more than their pasts, they are a legitimate force in the music world, one that can't be torn down by the ghosts of old rivalries. The crew stands together, overlooking the city below. They've fought, they've won, and they've built something that has outlasted their past. DG Mula says, we're not just here to survive anymore, we're here to thrive, and we're going to make sure nobody forgets that. Kang Tu says, we've come a long way, but we're not done yet. This is just the beginning. Corey says, we're writing our own story now, and it's one they'll remember. The crew stands united, knowing the battle is far from over, but they've come too far to let the streets pull them back. This is their moment, and they're ready to face whatever comes next. The crew, now more unified than ever, faces a crucial moment. Across the map, entertainment is thriving, but the constant pressure of the streets and their past enemies still looms. DG Mula has built the foundation, but the deeper they delve into the music industry, the harder it becomes to avoid the ghosts of their previous lives. The growing rumors and threats from Rico's crew make it clear. Success in the industry might be just as dangerous as the street life they fought so hard to escape. DG Mula still drives the vision, but the weight of leadership is beginning to overwhelm him. Sleepless nights have become routine, and even though their achievements are tangible, there's always a sense that something or someone is waiting to tear it all down. But his resolve remains strong. He's more driven than ever, not just for the crew, but for the family he's built within this new world. The stakes are higher now, but Mula's commitment to their future is unwavering. King 2, although no longer defined by his need for revenge, continues to battle the ghosts of his past. He's found a new purpose in helping younger artists rise, but the temptation to return to the streets remains. Every day is a test of his strength, and though he's determined to fight for the future, the rising tension with Rico and his crew triggers something deep within him, a reminder of the warrior he once was. But now the fight is different. Now it's for redemption. Corey, the steady force that has always kept the crew together, is beginning to crack. The pressure of leading them through the turmoil of both the music industry and the looming threat of the streets is taking its toll. He's starting to question his own leadership. He's always been the one to hold things together, but now the weight of responsibility feels unbearable. Every decision, every move, seems to carry the risk of undoing everything they've built. But Corey knows that he can't let the team fall apart. His commitment to them outweighs his self-doubt, and despite the overwhelming pressure, he must continue to lead them forward. Snoobs, ever the quiet observer, has found peace in his writing, but the weight of his past still haunts him. His words have become the crew's catharsis, but they've also become a tool for introspection and change. He's embraced his role as the storyteller, the one who can see the bigger picture, but the pull of his old life is still strong. He knows that in order to move forward, he must confront his past head-on. But in the meantime, his role as a guiding voice for the crew has never been more vital. Tuda, always calm and analytical, continues to manage the business operations, ensuring that everything runs smoothly behind the scenes. His mind is always calculating, making sure that every move is carefully considered. The road to legitimacy is long, and each misstep feels like it could undo everything they've worked for. But Tuda has never been one to back down. He's built this empire from the ground up, and he's not about to let anything or anyone tear it down. As the crew prepares for their next move, it becomes clear that the real challenge lies not just in surviving the streets or navigating the music industry. The battle is about proving they belong. They've come too far to let the ghosts of their past pull them back. Rico's crew may have underestimated them before, but now they're about to face the full force of a crew that refuses to back down. The crew gathers in the studio, their energy focused but tense. The weight of what's at stake presses heavily on their shoulders. They've fought to get here, and now they're ready to fight for their future. DG Mula, King 2, Snoobs, Corey, and Tuda sit together, strategizing their next move. DG Mula, addressing the team, says, "This is it. No more playing defense. We've built something bigger than ourselves, and we're not going to let anyone tear it down. We're in this to win, and we're not stopping until we do." King 2, focused, his voice low, "We've fought for everything we have, and we're not about to let them take it from us. We play smart, stay focused, and we don't let the past define us anymore." Snoobs, calm but resolute, "Let's remind them who we are. They think we're easy targets, but we're not the same crew they once knew. We've built something real, and we won't let anyone destroy it." Corey, quietly but determined, "We've been through everything together, and we're not about to lose everything now. We've come this far, and there's no going back." Tuda, strategically, "They'll attack where they think we're vulnerable. We need to keep our foundation strong, legal, financial, personal. If we can protect that, they won't stand a chance." The crew nods in agreement, their resolve hardening. The plan is set. The time for hesitation is over. It's now or never. The streets are alive with the hum of energy. The crew walks the familiar path, their presence undeniable. They're no longer running from their past, they're facing it head-on. Rico's crew is still lurking, but the crew of Across the Map Entertainment is ready. They've learned that survival isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about taking control of your destiny. King 2, walking beside DG Mula, his voice low. We've been on the edge before, Mula, but this time we're not going back. This time, we're pushing forward. DG Mula, nodding, determined. Exactly, we've survived the streets. Now we're building something that lasts. As they reach the heart of the city, the familiar streets pulse beneath them. The crew stands united, ready for whatever comes next. They know the battle isn't just for survival, it's for their future, for everything they've worked to build. And this time, they won't let anyone take it from them. The crew gathers in the boardroom, prepared for their final push. The stakes have never been higher. Rico's crew has made their move, but the crew of Across the Map Entertainment is not backing down. The game has changed, and they're ready to play by their own rules. DG Mula, addressing the team, says, "We've been through hell to get here, and now we rise. We're not here just to survive. We're here to thrive. We've got the future on our side, and nobody can take that from us." The crew stands once more on the rooftop, gazing out over the city they've fought to claim. The lights beneath them are a testament to everything they've overcome. The streets still watch, still lurk in the background, but the crew stands firm. Their future is theirs to shape, and they've earned it. DG Mula says, "We've fought for everything we have, and we're not stopping now. This is our time." King 2 says, "We've earned our place here, and we're not letting anyone take that from us." Corey says, "We've survived the streets. Now we're going to thrive." Snoop says, "We've walked through fire, and now we walk into the future." Tuda says, "We keep moving forward, no matter what." The crew stands together, their bond unbreakable. They've faced the darkness and come out stronger. They've built something real, and they're ready to defend it. The city below them is theirs, and they won't let anyone take it from them. The air is thick with tension as the crew prepares for their final move. Across the Map Entertainment is no longer just a label. It has become a symbol of defiance, proving that a new path is possible, even after living a life entrenched in violence and struggle. But just as they've reached the peak of their success, the streets are once again reaching out, trying to pull them back in. Rico's crew has been relentless, targeting their artists, spreading rumors, and attempting to sabotage their growth. But DG Mula, King 2, Corey, Snoobs, Tuda, and No Party are ready. They've learned the hard lessons from their past, and now they've turned their pain and the crew's struggles become the driving force for their success. This isn't just about survival. It's about proving to the world that they've earned their place and they will not be brought down. As the crew gathers, the plan is set into motion. They have one shot to not only protect what they've built, but to silence the rumors once and for all. They need to strike, but not with violence. This time, their weapons are their success, their unity, and their strategic mindsets. The studio is humming with energy as the crew makes their final preparations. Artists are recording, the vibe is electric, but the weight of what's happening outside their walls looms heavy. DG Mula, King 2, and Tuda stand together, going over the final details of the strategy, while Corey and Snoobs prepare their next moves. DG Mula, focused, his voice firm, says, "We've worked too hard to let them take this from us. We're not just defending, we're fighting back. We've been through the worst, and we're still standing. This time, we play the game on our terms." King 2, nodding, determination in his eyes, says, "They think we're vulnerable. They think they can tear us apart. But they've underestimated us. This time, we control the narrative. We protect our artists, and we take the fight to them in the industry." Tuda, calculating, analyzing the situation, says, "We've built an empire, piece by piece. One wrong move, one bad decision, could send it all crashing down. But we've put everything in place, our team, our resources, our reputation. We can't let them knock us off course now. It's time to make the move they won't see coming." Snoobs, deep in thought, speaking up after a moment of silence, says, "It's not just about shutting them down. It's about showing the world we're more than our past. We've earned this, and we won't let anyone drag us back into the darkness." The crew gathers their resolve. They know the stakes are high. This move is about more than just protecting their business. It's about proving to themselves that they can make it out of the cycle they've been trapped in for so long. This is the moment when everything they've worked for will either fall apart or come together. The crew walks through the streets, the lights of the city reflecting off their faces. They've been here before, standing on the edge, facing down their past. But this time, it feels different. There's a new sense of purpose in their steps. The streets may still haunt them, but they're no longer bound by them. They're about to make their final stand, but not with fists or guns. This time, they're fighting with the legacy they've built. As they make their way through the city, the tension is palpable. The word is out. Rico's crew is making their move, but the crew of Across the Map is ready to face whatever comes their way. They've learned that the key to survival is adaptability, and they've changed the game. King 2, quietly to DG Mula as they walk, says, "We're not just fighting for the label. We're fighting for everyone who's ever been told they didn't belong. We're fighting for the future, for the ones coming up after us." DG Mula, nodding with a fire in his eyes, says, "We've survived the worst, and now we're building something bigger than all of us. They can't stop us." They stop in front of the building, the base of their empire. It stands tall against the city skyline, a beacon of everything they've fought for. They know the final test is ahead of them. The crew is seated around the table, a sense of finality in the air. The time has come to make their move. The enemies in the streets may be trying to disrupt their success, but DG Mula and the crew are determined to prove that they've outgrown their past. DG Mula, addressing the team with a resolute voice, says, "This isn't just about the label anymore. It's about everything we've worked for, the future we're building. We're not just here to survive, we're here to change the game. We've put in the work, and now it's time to show them that we're untouchable." King 2, his voice steady, says, "We won't be dragged back into the past. The streets had their hold on us, but we're done with that. We're going to use everything we've learned to fight this battle, not with violence, but with success. Let them see who we are now." Corey, with conviction, says, "We've already proven we can make it through the toughest battles, and now we're going to prove we can stand tall without looking back." Snoobs, calm but intense, says, "We're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for everyone who's come through these doors, who's believed in what we're doing. We've built something real, and we won't let it be taken away." Tuda strategically says, "Let them make their move. We'll be ready. The industry is ours for the taking, and they won't stop us. We've got the leverage, the resources, and the talent to push back. This is our time." The crew locks eyes with one another, their unity solidified. They've been through it all, and now they know they can't be stopped. The city is alive with energy, but the air feels charged with the crew's resolve. They've made their final stand, and now they're prepared to face their enemies head-on, not with violence, but with power, influence, and an unwavering belief in the future they've built. The crew walks the streets one last time as champions of their own story. They've survived the toughest battles, and now it's time to thrive. King 2 to DG Mula, looking ahead, says, "We've made it. We're not going back. We're going forward." DG Mula, confident and smiling, says, "Exactly. We've earned this. Now we take our place at the top." The crew is in the studio, the energy electric as they continue to work, creating music, pushing the boundaries of what they've built. Across the Map Entertainment is no longer just a label, it's a force to be reckoned with. The rumors from Rico's crew are beginning to fade, and the industry is beginning to take notice. The crew's rise is unstoppable. The streets may have tried to claim them, but they've proven they are more than survivors. They are victors. The crew stands on the rooftop, overlooking the city they fought for. The lights below them glow brightly, symbolizing everything they've overcome and everything they're building. The battle isn't over, but they've already won. DG Mula says, "We've fought for everything we have, and we're not stopping now. This is just the beginning." King 2 says, "We've made our mark. Now we're going to leave a legacy." Corey says, "We've been through it all, and we're still here. Nothing can break us." Snoop says, "We've earned this moment, and we're not going back." Tuda says, "We keep moving forward. We don't stop." We never go back. The crew stands united, knowing the road ahead will still be filled with challenges, but they've come too far to back down now. They've survived the streets, built an empire, and proved to the world they are more than their past. The future is theirs to shape. The stakes have never been higher. Across the Map Entertainment has cemented its place as one of the most powerful independent labels in the industry. But despite their success, the streets still loom in the background, threatening to pull them back into the chaos they've worked so hard to escape. The crew knows that the price of their success is not just financial, it's the constant threat that the past will catch up with them. DG Mula stands at the forefront of the battle, still pushing the crew to grow and adapt in a world that's constantly changing. He's worked tirelessly to build this empire, but as the pressure mounts, the cracks are starting to show. The weight of leadership is heavy, and even though he's come so far, he can't shake the feeling that one wrong move could destroy everything they've fought for. The studio is alive with energy, but the tension in the air is thick. The crew is working late into the night, producing music and planning their next steps. DG Mula is at the helm, but the exhaustion is starting to show. He's been burning the candle at both ends, and even though their success is growing, the pressure of maintaining it is suffocating. DG Mula, staring at the screen in front of him, weary but focused, says, "We've come a long way, but we're not there yet. We can't stop now. We have to make sure we stay ahead. Every move counts." King 2, nodding with a hint of fatigue in his voice, says, "We're not going back, Mula. We've put in the work, we've earned this, but we can't rest. The streets will always try to pull us back." Snoobs, his tone quiet but with certainty, says, "The streets don't control us anymore. We control them. We've got more than just the past behind us now. This is about the future." But even with the reassurance from his crew, DG Mula knows the fight isn't over. Every deal, every choice, and every step forward is under constant scrutiny. They've survived the worst of it, but now the real test begins. Can they maintain their success and keep their empire intact without being dragged back into the cycle of violence that once defined them? The streets are as alive as ever, but tonight they feel different. The crew walks together, their presence commanding. They've been here before, standing on the edge, facing the shadows of their past. But now they walk with a sense of purpose, their heads held high. They are no longer the men they used to be. As they make their way through the city, they know that their next move could be their most important one. The streets may still try to claim them, but they've built something more powerful: a legacy. The power of Across the Map Entertainment is undeniable now, and they're not going to let anyone tear it down. King 2, walking alongside DG Mula, his voice firm, says, "We've survived everything. Now we rise above it. No more looking back." DG Mula, determined, his voice calm but strong, says, "We've earned our place here. We're not going anywhere. We're going to keep pushing forward for ourselves and for everyone who believes in us." The crew is gathered in the boardroom, ready to make their next move. The business side of things is flourishing. New talent is being signed, the brand is growing, and Across the Map is becoming a recognized name in the industry. But the challenge isn't over. Now, the crew faces the ultimate test. Can they navigate the waters of success without being pulled back into the underworld that once threatened to destroy them? DG Mula, addressing the team with a resolute tone, said, "We've come too far to let anyone take this from us. We've built something real, something that matters. This isn't just about us, it's about everyone who's ever believed in what we stand for. We've earned this, and we're not going back." King 2, his voice unwavering, added, "We've been through the worst, but now it's time to take it to the next level. We keep moving forward, no looking back." Corey, quietly but with conviction, stated, "We fight for our future. We fight for the legacy we've created. We've come too far to let the past destroy everything." Snoobs, his tone thoughtful, remarked, "We've survived the streets, but now we've got to show the world we're more than just a label. We're a movement, and that's what they'll remember." Tuda, speaking strategically, concluded, "We've got the resources, the talent, the leverage. The streets may be watching, but we're the ones in control now. We'll keep our empire growing one step at a time." The crew is standing on the rooftop, gazing out at the city below them. The lights stretch far and wide, representing everything they've worked for. The struggle, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt and triumph. The weight of the city, of the streets, is still there, but it no longer defines them. They've built something lasting, something real. DG Mula, his voice steady and resolute, says, "We've fought for everything we have, and we're not stopping now. This is our time." King 2, nodding and with a confident voice, says, "We've earned our place here. We're not going to let anyone take it from us." Corey, quietly but with strength, says, "This is just the beginning. The future is ours." Snoobs, looking out over the city, his voice filled with determination, says, "We've walked through fire. Now we walk into the future." Tuda calmly says, "We keep moving forward, no matter what." The crew stands united, their resolve stronger than ever. They've fought for this moment, and now they're ready to take control of their future. The streets may have tried to claim them, but now they're the ones in control. The city belongs to them, and they will make sure that no one can take that from them.